Video games are a controversial issue, especially when it comes to their role within the classroom. The word that immediately springs to mind for many when the words video game are mentioned is violence. I'm not for one moment suggesting that games such as these should be used in primary schools, but often, in my experience, children are playing them at home anyway. When I hear of children acting out violent scenes which they see in such video games, I can't help but sympathise with those who believe games have no place in the classroom. However, I think stories such as these actually prove the power of games have to influence children and can be harnessed in a positive way. I believe the majority of people who object to the use of video games in schools are digital immigrants, and as the generation of digital natives come of age, it will be a more widely accepted view that video games in the classroom can be used in a positive way. As Dawn Halliburton suggests, the use of educational games such as Dr. Kawashimi's Brain Training on the Nintendo DS handheld consoles can prove invaluable. In her presentation at the Learning Without Frontiers event, she discussed how the tagline, "Learning is in our hands," is spot on, and how software such as Flipbooks are great at getting some of the boys in her class into reading. I don't see there being any problem with these educational games. Every school I've ever been into has 15 or 20 minutes in the morning to do things like colouring in or do brain teasers off the board. Why not hand out some DS consoles and do brain training or other educational games? Dawn uses them to do their mental maths tests and gets them to record their scores in the backs of their maths books. Why listen to the monotonous recording of the question master reading out questions? Working through a quick-fire mental maths test on the DS can prove just as useful, and Dawn is seeing extremely positive results after using them with her class at Oakdale Primary School. As part of our course here at university, we were introduced to the Scratch program. As you can see, in my game I included some quick-fire questions in a brain training style to aid in their multiplication skills, as well as encouraging collaboration with their classmates. Do children have to be aware that they're learning for learning to take place? The vast majority of children have access to gaming platforms in one form or another and thoroughly enjoy playing video games. By harnessing this existing desire to play games, teachers can ensure children are both engaged and having fun, but also learning valuable lessons at the same time. 3 valuable life lessons which can be applied to both real world and virtual are learning to work together with others in order to solve problems, that you should not fear failure, and that it's okay to take calculated risks. These are all valuable lessons to learn, and some video games are fantastic tools to facilitate this learning process. To conclude, I believe video games do have an important role to play in the 21st century classroom, whether through learning consciously through games like Dr. Kawashimi's Brain Training, or subliminally through games such as Little Big Planet. The power of video games cannot and should not be ignored.